Welcome back, everyone. I am here with you today with my 5 freakishly fun facts about online teaching. Hopefully, this will be a quick and fun way to answer some of those questions that you might have about online education and working exclusively from home online as an educator. So, my fun fact number 1, you will have to explain your job all the time, sometimes multiple times to the same person. My children sometimes still don't entirely understand what I'm teaching and to whom, given the time, the day, the place, because they know that I do teach a couple of different subjects. They know that I do teach internationally, and I have students who live in China or Australia or South America, South Korea. So sometimes even they get confused as to what it is I do and what I am teaching. So number 1, if you know an online educator or you are thinking about becoming one, get ready to explain your job all the time. Fun fact number 2 is that I still do professional development. I can't believe I'm saying it myself. I was never someone who really enjoyed those PD days. Educational research, as it was prescribed by my districts, was not always something that I enjoyed. However, now that I am working independently, that I am working from home and teaching what I want to teach, I actually really enjoy professional development. And a lot of educators think, oh, once you leave the district, that's where PD ends. Absolutely not. I have really gotten into educational podcasts. I am doing a lot of research into brain connections and the differences between the male and female brain in terms of education and how we can best educate our students. So my professional development absolutely did not end when I left the traditional classroom, although I have to admit I'm a little bit happy that I don't have to attend any more PD days, sitting, in a large library with my coffee at 8 a.m. But professional development does continue even when you are an online educator. Fun fact number 3. Teaching in sweatpants is not as awesome as it sounds. I know this is a shock. It really, really is. I was definitely the type of teacher who loved Friday jeans days. I lived for pajama day, any kind of spirit wear. I was trying to desperately wear sweatpants, jeans, something comfortable. So bringing education home and working from my home office, I can absolutely teach in sweatpants every day. I have sweatpants on right now, and you can't tell. But it's not as awesome as it sounds. I actually miss my teaching wardrobe. There are days where I look longingly in my closet and go, oh, I used to love to wear that dress, or oh, those were, really cute scarves that I would wear when it was fall. That is definitely something, if you are considering working from home, that you need to think about. It sounds really awesome when you are on your feet all day, teaching from 8 to 3, to come home and have comfy shoes and sweatpants. But sometimes you have to remind yourself that you are an adult, that you have to wear real pants and real clothing and kind of get dressed up and do those kind of stereotypical professional things. So that's my truth bomb for the day. Sweatpants are not all they are cracked up to be. Fun fact number 4, I still have to worry about classroom management. This one was pretty shocking to me. I was a little bit surprised. When I first left the traditional classroom, I was working exclusively in an international format where there was a huge culture difference. And that culture really was appreciative of education, of the teacher's time. I received a lot of sincere and genuine thank you, teacher, comments, and Then I slowly transitioned from working exclusively in an international format to working with American students. And I would say about 2/3, or pretty close, of my student base right now is based in America or Canada. So I'm back to the more traditional student that I was used to teaching in the traditional brick and mortar classroom. So silly me, I really kind of thought that since it was a virtual situation, I was not going to have to worry about behavioral management, classroom management. That could not be any further from the truth. It really, really couldn't. It's different. I obviously don't have to think about physically removing a student from the classroom or physically separating two students. I did have to think about that in the traditional classroom. In an online platform, I have a chat box that I have to worry about. A lot of my students, especially older students, like to participate in the conversation via chat. I have some students who choose not to use the camera for whatever reason, and they participate solely via the chat box. And that can be a really helpful tool. However, you will have the occasional student spamming the chat box with absolute nonsense that has nothing to do with what you're teaching. Very similar to those two students chatting in the back in your traditional classroom. I have not personally had anyone really behave inappropriately on camera, but I do have colleagues who have experienced that and really have to maintain a particularly high level of classroom management. I work with a lot of young students, so sometimes I will have a class of 6, 5, and 6-year-olds. So that is a whole other animal in and of itself. But I think that it's really fascinating to learn that some of these things easily transfer over from the regular classroom. You still have to worry about chatty kids. You still have to worry about those students who are not on task, not on topic, and you absolutely still have to maintain that presence of authority and control in the classroom. My fifth and final fun fact will likely not come as a surprise to anyone who has been in the education game for any period of time. My last fun fact is parents will always find you. It does not matter if they live in China. It does not matter if they live in Australia, South Korea. They will find you and they will want to conference with you about their child. They will want to ask you for additional help, guidance, advice about something totally unrelated to what you worked with their student on. They will also come to you with just the sweetest comments and tell you how much they appreciate your hard work, that your child loves your class, and it's so rewarding. In this sense, the parent relationship is very, very similar to the traditional classroom. You have some families that you absolutely adore, and you want to see those students again and again and again in your classroom. And you have some families who maybe you don't want to see as often. It is what it is. So that is my last tip for anyone really wondering about how the whole parent interaction dyad works in the online setting. It's very similar, except instead of getting phone calls and voice messages, you're getting emails, and you are answering a lot of emails all the time. Saturdays, Sundays, Friday nights, you're always answering emails. That part does not change. I think that parent interaction really, that's going to continue no matter where you go in terms of education. So I hope that you enjoyed these 5 fun facts, and please always send me a comment, a question. If you ever have anything you'd like to learn more about, please do not hesitate to let me know. Until next time, everyone.